and welcome to the Billowing Hilltop podcast. I'm here with AJ. Hello, AJ.
Hello.
Come in.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Come in, find a seat, sit anywhere. Not there. Not there. That's
What?
Gus.
Why is there so much broken glass in the command center?
That's Paul. That's bits of Paul from our latest mishap. Don't worry about that. Just don't. You're not in bare feet, are you? No. Good.
No.
Take a seat anywhere. Disappointing actual play is coming up, but first let's have a chat. AJ is from the Adventurers Anonymous podcast. AJ, tell us about the Adventurers Anonymous podcast. What's it about? How does it work? How do we listen to it? Why do you love it? Everything. Just tell us all about it.
Any chance of a cup of tea first?
We can get you something. Yeah, and then we put the kettle on.
Yeah, so the Adventurers Anonymous podcast, we are a group of dangerously codependent dipshits who come together. We sip cocktails, we play Dungeons and Dragons, and we seek a glorious death. And of course, much like yourselves, we are British, as you can tell from our fine voices. Adventurers Anonymous started during lockdown. I just started at a company.
Yes.
And you do that thing where you wander around making friends with people. And I've never been shy about the fact that I love creativity and I love fantasy and I'm a big old nerd. So I'd sort of sold myself to a few new work colleagues. And one of these work colleagues sidled up to me one lunch break and said, me and my friends have always wanted to play D&D. And I think they'd watched Harmon Quest or some such thing like that. And he said, could you host a D&D session for us? And I thought, yeah, absolutely. And about 4.5 seconds later, the entire...
You played before, sorry. Were you a...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I've always been...
So it wasn't like they just came up and thought, you look geeky enough to understand what D&D is. They knew that you were a...
Oh, no. I think I've always been like a nerd through and through. I kind of wear that on my sleeve. I cut my teeth on fantasy. I read Lord of the Rings as a little kid. And then at school, I was that nerdy. Do you remember, like, in the 80s, when it was dangerous to be a nerd? Not like now, where it's a badge of honor. We used to run, like, a little...
I completely remember.
We had, like, a TTRPG club that we would, like, run in break times at school. And then the teacher would come in and be like, what the hell are you doing? And we'd be like, smoking?
All of the players on the Hilltop, all of the elders of the Hilltop, we all started playing at school
amazing.
At the same time together back in the mists of time.
So I was in a terrible Star Wars TTRPG at school and used to DM that. So my background later in life would be to get into stand-up comedy and do that more as an amateur fun thing. Never made any money out of it. Don't mistake me for someone who's actually ever going to make any money out of stand-up comedy. But I've always loved entertaining people and being a bit of a fool. And I used to do a lot of improv comedy and perform on stage. And during lockdown, I was getting really antsy. Like I couldn't perform, I couldn't be creative, I couldn't be on stage. And then there was this platform to play D&D with friends remotely. And so we just played, and we played every week. And it was our little oasis in the middle of lockdown hell to escape into fantasy land.
And you were playing 5th edition?
Yeah, 5e, absolutely.
And were you playing something that was like a published adventure, or were you homebrew? Were you writing your own thing?
Well, this is where things get a little bit shady for us. And one of my big embarrassments is our entire campaign is built off the universe of Exandria from Critical Role. Because at the time, we had that guide to Exandria. And I think for our next campaign, I'm going to homebrew a whole universe. Yeah.
Blimey.
We're loosely based on the universe of Exandria. So you've got the Port Damales and the Port Zunes and, all that kind of Nicodranus and stuff like that from the lovely people at Critical Role.
You may as well be speaking Dutch.
Oh, really?
I'm very embarrassed to say that I know virtually nothing about Critical Role. I'm very
Probably
sorry.
A badge of honor in our circles.
Is it? I don't know. I understand that they're huge, and I understand that they're entertaining, and I love the idea that something that was so, as it were, shut away and geeky and whatever is now in the mainstream in that sense, and has got these big numbers. But it's just not one of these things that I've got into. I feel very embarrassed.
No.
Embarrassed to admit it. Anyway, so you used their setting for the adventure.
We used their setting originally. And so I'd put it in Exandria, which is the universe that, Matt Mercer made for Critical Role. And then years later, we're a podcast. And how it happened was I was chronically hungover one Sunday morning, and somebody sent me a link and said, oh, by the way, I recorded last week's session. And I was like, oh, that's bad. And then I had a listen, and I started giggling, and I was like, do you know what? this could be quite funny. And then we did no post-processing on it, and we just posted it straight on Spotify, and it was terrible. And that was episode 1. And 111 episodes later and several years, we've learned a lot.
About what? Editing, sound quality, all of those things? I mean,
all
we aren't
the
going to get
good
to
stuff. Yeah, about having having narrative that goes somewhere and breaking stuff up into chapters and how to engage with an audience and, how to take people along for a ride and all that good stuff and how to have merchandise and a brand and T-shirts and stickers.
You've got merchandise and a website that looks like a proper website.
Yeah,
I've been digging around.
I'm cheating. I've worked in software for 20 years. I used to build websites for a living. So that was a low bar for me. The thing is, and I think we've got a similar story here, is we do this for fun, right? I don't think either of our podcasts think we're ever going to become multi-millionaires. Yes. I would love to become a multi-millionaire. And Hollywood, if you're listening, Amazon, if you're available, I'd love to make, a 20-part £1 series out of Adventurers Anonymous. You told me you had big followers.
No, large in stature, not in number.
Oh, right.
Enormous.
Yeah, the portly.
It's a portly group.
So we do this for the love of it. We do it for the community, and it is a wonderful community of people. And straight away, one of the most addictive things for me was realizing that making this podcast, we were plugged into this wonderful community of content creators who were so generous with their time, with their advice, with their feedback.
Yes.
And once you've met these people, you just don't want to walk away from something like that.
100% agreed.
And people have just been so kind. And I've made friends in like Australia, America. Like, it's crazy. And I would never have had that without the podcast. And there have been, don't get me wrong, listeners, there have been times where I've gone, I could give this up, right? And every time that's happened, something magical will happen. Like, a guy contacted me from Brazil, and he was like, I'm tiling my bathroom, and I'm listening to your podcast, giggling. And I was like, wow.
Excellent.
And then one time, this lady contacted me and went, your podcast is shit. She said it is low-hanging comedic fruit of the worst kind. And I thought, I've made someone angry on the other side of the world.
Oh.
I've got power.
Tell me about the adventure. What's the story? Without spoilers. But if people are going to get started and get into it, what's the general sort of theme of the adventure?
As with all of these things, it's a motley crew of individuals. There is, in no particular order, a failed sorcerer who's turned children's party entertainer. Yes. He's a crocoborn, so he's half man, half crocodile. There is a gnome archer with PTSD who's left the gnome army after doing unspeakable things. We've got a half orc who is an ex-police officer who's got anger management issues. We've got a druid who is obsessed with all things wildlife and just collects small animals and familiars. And we've got a filthy human priest who is on the brink of the afterlife, and pretty much the entire pantheon of gods denies responsibility for him.
That sounds like...
And they basically...
the very definition of a motley
crew. They
crew.
band together. They came together originally after burning down their local pub, after pissing around, and they got sent on community service to clean up the sewers. They met a whole load of chaos rats down there, and it sparked off this long adventure where they've toured up and down the country. They got sent... The long premise of it is they got sent to find 4 magical cheeses, which are Emmentiles. And when you combine the 4 Emmentiles, you get the 5th Emmentile. They've burnt down cities. They've got themselves arrested. They've been to court. They've been to prison. They've got themselves released.
I heard some of the prison
stuff. They bought a boat. They put down a goblin uprising. Lots of fun stuff. It's
excellent.
Just a lot of fun for us. A great universe for us to escape in. And, we just hope...
And it's 111 episodes, which is a load of episodes.
I'm editing the 100.
And it's weekly?
It's weekly.
What day are you at? How do people find you?
We are now coming out on a Tuesday. You get about an hour's worth of content every single Tuesday. You can find us wherever you cast your pods. We're available in, all good and reputable podcast apps, all the usuals. Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google Podcasts, although that won't be around for much longer. And
no, it's on its way out. That's right. What about social media finding you? You want all of the platforms there.
Well, again, we're all over the place. You can find us on the app formerly known as Twitter. That's where we mostly live.
Twix.
Our handle is @adventurers ANO1. We're also available on Facebook. We're on Instagram. But you can also find us on Gumtree, TikTok,
nice,
LinkedIn, OnlyFans, Ocado,
Yeah, everything.
We're everywhere.
Wow. Yeah. There's nothing you won't do. And there is no
if the price is right. Yeah, there's very little we won't do.
Yeah. There's nothing so depraved that you won't.
If we had to have a USP as a podcast, we play for the fun and the rule of cool. And anyone who's ever listened to one of our episodes will know that we cross boundaries all the time.
Oh.
It's just about following the fun and the joke. It's always been about just having fun, having a laugh, and taking people along for the ride, really. So hence we start off every episode saying, listener discretion is advised, not suitable for little ears. Come back after you've got your driving license, or you finished your GCSE.
Oh, okay.
We've always been
parental advisory, all of that stuff. Yeah. And in terms of gaming, what you play D&D for the show? Do you play other games? Have you got a gaming history?
That's a really good question. We're getting more and more into one-shots, so we have a smattering of one-shots, and some of those dig into the younger lives of the characters, and you can go back and you can hear tales of young Tatty when he joined the Gnome Army, or you can hear tales of young Hanash whilst he was a beat cop in, Nutbush, and blah, 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 blah.
Excellent.
But we do have a smattering of other ones as well, and recently we recorded one that is purely based on the mythology of Finland.
I saw that.
And let me tell you, Finland is a mad place, because we have one player who lives full-time.
But is it D&D?
Yeah, it is D&D 5e, yeah.
When you're not recording, do you play other games? You mentioned your...
Guess Who, Twister...
You mentioned your disastrous Star Wars game, for example, but is that about the limit of it?
I was talking to somebody from another podcast that your listeners will have heard of, who I can't name because I'm sworn to secrecy, and they were suggesting that we tried doing a collaboration on a very well-known movie tie-in TTRPG soon. So watch this space. I am always up for collaboration. The TTRPG community has been very kind to us and has opened doors to all sorts of wonderful people spread around the globe. You can occasionally find us on other people's streams. I've done quite a lot of work with Ampersand D20. And I've sort of both been a player and a DM for some of their content, which is video content, which is different for me because normally I'm just a voice floating in your ears. I had to shave and put a tie on.
It's a mysterious world to me, the whole streaming thing. We've never looked at it. I think we would do some collaboration at some point. We certainly like to play some other games at some point. I think next year we might try a couple of other systems and set one-shots and stuff. Well, yeah, we've got to think about how we would do it and who would edit the bloody thing and who would GM and all of that stuff, and whether or not we would mix up the players a bit. And
if you ever want to dip your toe in, there's an open invitation from the Adventurers Anonymous.
Oh, okay. Well, wow. So what inspires you in terms of you're writing your own adventure, right?
Yes.
What has got you into all of this?
That's a really, really good question. Growing up, I had two heroes, right? And they were a little bit disparate.
Yeah.
My two heroes growing up were Terry Pratchett, who could create a universe and characters like no one else, and they've stood the test of time. And I spent my formative years as a teenager reading every single Terry Pratchett novel I could get my hands on. And my other hero, you'd be unsurprised to hear, was Robin Williams. And Robin's ability to create these characters at the drop of a hat that just burst with life and humour was just such a joy to me. So it probably doesn't surprise anybody listening to this that a lot of the DNA of Adventurers Anonymous is born out of the kind of richness and silliness of the Pratchett Discworld universe of vibrant, bustling cities with power plays going on at various levels and these salty, very sharp-elbowed characters. And that's kind of, where we get our inspiration from. And then the silliness, all of my crazy accents that I deploy badly and, get a lot of stick from the players on. Again, is probably just me and my Robin Williams-esque. I mean, is there a better film than Mrs. Doubtfire? I don't know. Possibly not.
Well, we're not going to get into that. But that's a good combination in terms of something to inspire you into GMing and world building and storytelling.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Yeah.
And I think, much like Pratchett, you can read a Pratchett book again and again and again and again, and you will always find new little hidden Easter eggs and gems. And I guarantee you, if you listen back to the podcast, I've probably called character names things because they're funny if you translate them from French or Latin or whatever, just because I'm really sad like that. there are always little hidden jokes, because at the end of the day, if you can't laugh, why bother? So, it's all for fun. That's our mantra.
Yeah, and you're writing the adventure yourself?
Yeah, I don't tend to get it out of a book or anything. The adventure is entirely written by me. I very rarely close doors for players. So if I've got a plan to get the players from A to B, and they decide to take a sharp left turn, I love improvising. I will happily make up characters on the spot. Sometimes those made-up characters become long-standing members of the show. But I am here to let the players go on the adventure that they want to go. I've got no interest in railroading them.
I don't know about that.
And that's probably why it's taken us 111 bloody episodes to achieve something you could have done in 6.
Right.
But we had a laugh along the way.
I run something from a book. I won't tend to any creativity of my own in that respect. How much do you lay the track out in front of them? I mean, are you doing it like
That's a really good question. I've got the mega themes worked out. I know broadly the mega themes of where I want it to land and what will happen. In terms of the actual nuts and bolts, probably an episode or two ahead of them. And then if they want to suddenly go, one time they just bought a boat and I was like, bollocks, I better read the D&D rules on how to sail.
Yeah.
I'm here. It's their game. It's not just me trying to, this isn't just my story. This is their universe to inhabit. And, I love improvising like that. And those moments that you didn't plan for are often the most magical, I would say. And they're the ones that the fans tell you about and they remember because they come from the heart, rather than being forced and railroaded, etc., etc., etc.
Oh, well, yeah. I wouldn't know anything about that. We just railroad, but there we go.
But I'm a big fan of your
there
podcast.
We are.
And the Worms. Adventures Anonymous, we are big fans of the Age of Worms.
That's very nice of you to say. Age of Worms, there's 12 books, all laid out from the beginning.
Yeah.
We add in the occasional bit and bob to change the story around when we feel that there's a promising avenue that might lead off in this direction or that direction. But generally, we try and bring it back to the book as often as we can.
Mm-hmm.
AJ, I feel like I really learned about what makes you tick and what makes the show tick, and I get a real sense of why people might want to listen to it. Remind us again just where people find you on all the normal...
Yeah, you can find us Apple, Spotify, Google, and then...
Tuesdays, every week.
Tuesdays.
Social media, they'll find you, basically.
Yeah, you'll find us at Adventurers ANO #1 on Twitter.
Thanks for coming in.
This has been an absolute honour and a pleasure. And... Mike, I'm going to say you never made me that cup of tea.
I was lying about the tea.
Oh.
I was just to get you settled in. Readers, I beseech, I implore you to check out Adventurers Anonymous, another great British podcast full of laughs and all of that. As always, we would love it if you were to rate or review us on your podcast app of choice. I know you won't, but I'd just like to ask. And you can find us on social media at Billowing Hilltop on Twix, at Billowing Hilltop on pretty much everything else. If you're old, you can find us on Facebook. If you're older, you can email us at hello@billowinghilltop.com. Tell us about anything. Tell us about your game. Tell us about your, I don't know, don't get too personal.
Can they write you a letter? Do you have like a P.O. box?
No, you can't write to us because we exist only in our imaginations.
Oh.
Thanks, AJ. Thanks for coming in.
Anytime.
And I have no other news or information, so let us push on with episode 175 of the Billowing Hilltop podcast, Off the Map. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Good evening.
I am here with the gang.
Hello.
Hirsute Dan and Graham, the holographic Graham, and Paul has been reactivated.
Hello. Batteries.
Hello. Everybody have a lovely New Year celebration.
It's still Monday the 4th of December, Mike. Just want to point it out. It's not yet Christmas.
Ours was really good. Ours was really good fun.
Yeah, really? What happened?
Oh, I don't want to go into it.
What's in the news, Mike?
Stuff.
I mean, it's
Don't
a shame
tell
we
me. I'll
lost.
stop reading the news.
Don't
I
blame
don't want to know what's going on.
Fine. Under protest,
I haven't
I
read
won't
news
answer that
for
question.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it's Monday the 4th
Because
of December.
there has been some,
It's recommended.
some very interesting developments. Very interesting developments, but let's not get into it.
Monday the 4th of
Because we don't
December.
want no spoilers for Johnny.
What happened in the Boxing Day sport?
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
Come on.
depends who you support. No, it doesn't
Come on,
depend
no,
who
what
you
happened?
support.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, it
scores.
depends how.
There were winners and losers.
I have to admit, I've recorded all of it, Paul, and I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. So nobody tell me.
Spurs aren't top of the table anymore.
It's Monday the 4th
Well,
of
that's been
December.
the
That's an
case for a
easy
while.
prediction to make.
Yeah, that's been the case. That's been the case for a while. But okay, thanks, Lucas, because of course there was a chance they could go back top, depending upon those Christmas fixtures. But now I don't need to bother.
Monday the 4th of December.
Right,
jinxed it
where were we, my little chickadees? Oh, I know where we were. Should we do a read? No, it's not.
We're
doing
about to
deep
die.
business.
Deep.
Let's carry. Oh, we're in death save.
Oh yes, we are.
We're in Death Savesville, Arizona.
Shall I do it?
Do you want to
I'm going to
recap? You don't want to recap.
No.
You're in trouble. You're fighting the what's it?
I'm making my second save.
So
we
what's
go.
your thinking, Dan? Running away?
Oh, we're just going to push straight on. 11. It's enough.
Made
It's
it.
Well, I have heals.
So you got 1 all.
1-0.
Which is a spooky echo of one of the results on Boxing Day.
Which one?
You got to find that match.
I don't want to give away anything for on 6. It is
some school league game. That was 1-1 and quoted.
1 all.
Yeah, we're just going to cut that in last minute.
Grinstead under 16s.
To be honest, Dan, that is genius. I have just got enough time to do this. I'm going to completely fucking stitch Paul up with this. Just give him all the scores. Excellent. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for that brilliant idea. On 6, it is Krathanos. Krathanos roars in fury
Does he?
and stomps.
What's he furious
towards-
about? Only getting 2 goes around.
He only gets 2 goes around, and he only gets to make saves when he fails them. He's got a decision to make. He's got 2
Surrender.
options. Okay, he's got 3 options. Option 1, surrender. Let's not dwell on that for too long. Option 2 is free another monkey. Gorilla.
No.
Gorilla. Free another gorilla.
God's sake, don't do that.
Option 3 is stomp over to Sessions and smack Sessions on the bonds.
Or Parker, who's closer.
Poor Parker.
No, I didn't see
Thank
Oh, he's
you.
doing the same thing.
He's hiding in a
He's
plant.
always
Blending.
readers.
Although-
He's doing it again. His mini is green. He sticks himself next to some foliage on the little
He's
map there.
pretending to be a leaf.
Yeah.
And he pretends to be a leaf.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought that was a leaf.
Well, there isn't there that rock in the way of him getting...
Well,
I suppose
he's
he has
got
reach, doesn't he? Oh, I'm
extensive
15
reach.
foot
He's
up.
25 foot tall.
Lucas, what
And
is
you're 15
what
foot
is
up. That just,
rubber
puts
plant in
that just
German?
puts you on a shelf. That turns the whole relationship from him trying to kind of smash you on the ground to you lying there like a carrot on a chopping board.
A carrot, courgette.
That's true. Courgette, yes.
Lucas,
Waiting to be.
Lucas, what is rubber
Hold.
plant in German? Is it Gummibaum?
Yucca. Yucca flan.
Yucca.
Yeah.
Oh,
isn't
don't they
that
have
yucca flan?
Switzerland?
Yucca is something else.
Yucca's something else.
Something else.
I'm sure it's Gummibaum.
Not entirely sure
Anyway.
what does a rubber plant look like?
It's a.
It's like
Bounces
it's
a
like
bit.
one half is white, one half is blue.
It's got just got big leaves. Big. Anyway, sorry, I don't want to derail this.
Yeah,
Go
you're
on.
distracting. You're
Sorry,
distracting.
Gummibaum.
It's for fun.
Rubber is
Gummibaum,
gummy,
according
of course,
to
but-
Google.
Let me just see how far this thing can move, because it may not be able to get
look
to
it up.
Sessions.
I think it's got
great.
teeny weeny moves.
It is gummy. Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
teeny,
there you go.
tiny,
Tiny,
wings.
tiny little steps it takes.
Okay. Oh, bloody, I didn't realize it could fly. Okay.
What?
It's got a fly speed.
Well, it goes off after the other guys who are flying in, doesn't it? It's like
Yeah,
looks
maybe
there and
it
goes-
fancies them.
Yeah, obviously it would.
Yeah. Ficus
It's only
elastica.
it wasn't. Only its
Ooh.
every thought and
Sounds Latin.
ambition
Gummy
wasn't
bum, yeah,
being
you're right.
entirely controlled by me. 10. No, it's not going to go for Sessions.
Not to be confused with gummy
I
bear.
wouldn't.
It's either going to free Gorilla or it's going to go for Parker. Let's decide. D6, 1 to 3,
Oh dear.
Gorilla. 4 to 6, Parker. It goes for Parker.
Oh dear.
Now,
Back now.
Parker might be in a bit of trouble here. It shouts, "You! Green bonds!" And it stomps up to the wall and it smashes at you with its giant monster thumper.
Oh dear. Here we go.
Well, it's actually not so bad.
Oh yeah. This is.
No, it really isn't.
So
It
you
really
say.
isn't so bad. Rolling, well, I mean, that's quite bad. Rolling 16, hitting arm class 31.
Yes. Shit.
It's doing bludgeoning damage, 33 points of bludgeoning damage. And can you, Parker, make a
Always something else, isn't there?
Constitution save? Please.
Really want to make.
You do want to make it.
Ah, I've got another Ort dice now.
Oh yeah.
Yes, your dice.
That is a 13.
13 is insufficient. Would you like to use your orc dice?
I think I probably ought to, yes. So another Constitution save
you
and add a
probably
D10.
Oh, that's much
20.
better.
Do I need to roll the
You
D10?
aced it. No, done. Fine. For once, the saving throw is a property of the weapon, not a property of the creature. If it was a property of the creature, there's no way you'd have made it. On 6, it's Parker.
What is our plan, by the way?
Don't know that a plan has emerged.
We haven't had a plan
Well,
yet.
actually, we were at the end of last week. We were going to formulate a plan. We sort of forgot.
There was a plan about having a plan, but we never did the plan about having a plan.
We all forgot about the plan. We just carried
We
on.
didn't do the plan about having a plan, so we can't have a plan.
Yeah, you had a plan to plan, but you didn't actually plan with the plan.
We didn't.
So are we
actually
running
enact the
away?
plan.
Good question.
Well, Dan would probably just say, "No, we've got them. They're on the ropes."
I wouldn't. Why would
Yeah,
I do
you
that?
would. You're always in for the fight.
Well,
No,
unless
I just
someone
don't want
tells
to run
me-
away unnecessarily, but right now we are completely outclassed.
Are we running away?
I'm happy to be
Okay, well,
to take
I mean,
advice, but
I might
Parker,
melt
how
to stone.
healthy are you?
So now I'm on 49. I mean,
Okay.
I do have my relentless endurance, but obviously key points are going down.
Are we all within one hit of being down?
I've got one hit.
Purple?
Well,
How are you
effectively 2 for me
I'm on
because of
34
relentless
hit points.
endurance. But I mean,
I can do healing. That's why I'm next to Scaly.
yeah.
Caramba.
I mean,
No, I can't do great healing. I'm not like a high level cleric. But
If we run away, do you
some.
think they'll follow us out of the compound?
No, I don't think he can come out of the compound.
I think he can come out. I don't think he will necessarily follow us very far, but he can come out of the compound.
We have these other people on Eagles, whatever they are, coming to Flung and take away the belt, which is what we're after.
Yeah, but they've got to. I mean, we'd be better off letting them fight him
Yep.
and then taking it off them
We'd be better off kind of
once
running
they're
around.
defeated.
We
What was
don't. I mean, I think the answer is we don't know whether we need to have the belt or just the belt needs to be taken from him.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? With the tree, we defeated the tree. Does
hold
that
on.
count for them defeating the tree? How does that work? If
We
they've
don't
done
know.
one of the other things, how does? Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know. Do we have to do them all, or are they doing them as well?
hang
Could
on,
do
where
as
was
well.
the?
What's that
It says. Well, hold on. No, hold on. So it says claiming of Krathanos' golden belt.
Yeah.
So I would interpret that as being we have to claim it. So we have to take it. Can't just be taken away from him.
But then they can't succeed, can they? Because we silenced the tree.
Well, unless
Well,
of course
yeah,
the things,
exactly.
all the
There
things
has to be a
reset.
mechanism.
It's that's the same
I don't know.
effects for everybody.
But
Right,
shall we
so-
move away from the compound then?
Might be interesting to see what happens if we.
If we all
think
run
they'll
away.
follow, I don't think they are going to come out the compound. Although he does spells outside the compound, so he could still do some more spells that would finish a couple of us off.
At some point, he'll potentially calm down if we move away. Yeah. Somehow we provoked
Yeah.
him into this.
The interaction
we-
with these flying things
I'd
will
like
be
to point
interesting.
out, in this case, it wasn't we,
Yeah. Okay. We know which we it was.
someone.
Yeah,
royal
who
we.
was that? Bloody hell.
But our chief diplomat.
Yeah.
Who
Sort
was
of like
that?
one round of, oh, should we try and parley? No, fight.
Right, Parker, what
So-
are you doing?
Well, I'm just waiting to get the impression of what the plan is. I mean, if we're going to run away, then effectively I can do one round of bashing him, then I don't take attacks of opportunity, and I can basically run off 70 feet.
Is it worth having a
Without
quick check
being
on how
hit?
damaged Titan is?
I don't think the Titan
not
is
very.
damaged at all. He's
Not
taken
very.
like 50 or something. I mean,
So he's basically scratched. He's not.
he's,
He's not.
He's
yeah,
scratched.
probably not even that.
Scratched.
So we're just in no shape to.
No, I mean, these
No.
gorillas have
With the
taken
third-
like good 100
yeah.
We
and-
can't go. We can't run away immediately because you're down.
I get that, but it's spells aren't working.
Can I interact with an object to pick him up?
A type might be.
No.
What are you going to
Scaly.
do with him?
Well, the thing is, we haven't yet seen any of these things outside the compound. So Scaly may.
You can pick him up as an interaction, but you move at half speed.
You could try and finish
want a
off
quick-
that gorilla by
do you-
the entrance.
Do you want a quick summary of the state of health of your adversaries?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go on.
Would that be useful? Okay. So, the gorilla in the gateway is really pretty wounded, significantly more than bloodied. It's been charred, blown up by the meteor swarm. It was fried by the firestorm. Grathanos obviously doesn't seem to be particularly bothered about his simian pals.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it's still standing, and your suspicion therefore has to be that even with only a certain small proportion of its hit points left, that small proportion represents, empirically, quite a lot of hit points. Grathanos, he's breezing. He's fine. He's totally fine. Yep. A little bit of damage has been done to him. He's absolutely enormous, and he doesn't really look significantly wounded in any way. Nor does Gorilla number 2, the one that's just emerged, the one that knocked over Burple. Gorilla number 3, currently still caged, was severely charred by the meteor swarm. There you go. And then the only other thing you've got to bear in mind is that ever closer spiral in the shapes in the sky. But nobody's told me that they're going to spend any time properly trying to divine what they are or what they're doing.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I'm just giving you sort of passive updates on your general impression, your peripheral impression,
does that cost
as you
me an action
concentrate
to
on
do
other
that?
things. To know, not necessarily, but unless nobody's asked me. So
What are they doing,
Right.
Mike?
Well, I'll have a look. What are they doing, Mike?
okay, well that's your round.
What do they look like?
That's your round over. Yeah,
Just ask you if it's an
That
action.
momentary
And you
diversion
said
of your
not.
concentration leaves you open to a devastating attack.
Oh,
There are 3
Okay.
creatures circling you. One is a raven. The other is some kind of almost bat-winged, humanoid, horned creature, you think, carrying a trident. The third figure, now you concentrate on it, is a very bulky, huge, red-skinned, you think, figure.
Freak.
Seems to be wreathed in flame, and the lower part of it is in fact a sort of whirlwind of smoke and embers.
So does that mean there's
they are
only
s-
3 of them left?
Well, the leader of that group is Darl Quethos, who bears the hand of Asmodee, or the hand of Veshna. There's no sign of Darl Quethos amongst these 3 people, but he was their leader, or is their leader, or is he? Anyway, there we are. That's a quick scores on the doors.
I think we need to extricate ourselves, but
Yep.
we could take out one of the gorillas on the way.
okay.
But some of us, if you run, you basically leave me and Scaly, dick in the wind.
What I'm thinking I can do is I can take 1 attack on the Titan, and then because of my mobile feat, I can move around the wall and jump down to the gorilla, and then I can do all 4 remaining attacks on the gorilla.
Why do you need to
And
do
so
an
that's
attack
10,
on the twin?
20, so that he doesn't get an attack of opportunity on me when I move away. That's mobility.
Why do you need to attack it? Don't you just declare?
Because if I move away from the Titan, he will get an attack of opportunity on me. But I have the mobility feat, which says if I make an attack on a creature, whether I hit or not, then I can move away from them without taking attacks of opportunity.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
But I can make 1 attack on him, and then I do 3 attacks on the gorilla, and then I could pick up Scaly and move away finally. How far does that gorilla move? It's 50 feet.
Does
Yeah.
the mobility protect you from attacks of opportunity on the gorilla if you don't kill it?
Yes, if I hit the gorilla, any creature I attack, I don't get attacks of opportunity from that
It's
creature.
a great one, that one. I've got it.
So I.
And that would mean that I could at least move Scaly. Well, so the thing is there, I mean, hopefully, the one option is I kill the gorilla, if we're lucky, and then we're in a little bit less difficulty, but that would mean the rest of you can then basically buggraft sessions, can use their time to run away, and then it's the gorilla's turn. The gorilla can move, 50 feet? So then the gorilla wouldn't get to any of us. Burple, you can then run away.
I'm going to do a cure spell on Scaly.
Right, you could do a heal spell on Scaly, run away, then Scaly can run away. I mean, presumably, hopefully, if the gorilla was dead.
Yeah. I think if you can try and take that gorilla out, Buggy can extricate
Okay,
himself.
I will do that. All right, Mike, quick question.
Yes.
The Titan has 15-foot reach,
You think that's a distinct possibility?
so basically I can move actually all the way around to the edge of the wall,
In the gateway?
yeah, without leaving its threatened area, right?
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but yeah, let's say yes.
So the first thing I do is
So you're going to try and hit it.
I'm going to try and hit it.
Okay.
And
yeah.
I will
I'm
use
ready.
the Staff of Striking.
Yeah.
Plus 11
dear,
is
it's a
armor class
4.
15.
Nope. I'm sorry. You swing and miss.
Okay,
Thanos
well, it
goes-
doesn't matter. So
You funny green
makes no difference because now I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45.
45.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, so I'll just chip in. 45.
50, 55. So, and then I'm going to attack the
55.
gorilla.
So you're jumping down off the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, you're attacking the gorilla.
Jump on its back.
And then another attack
Yeah.
on the... yeah,
Giant green
yeah.
Legolas.
Armor class 22.
Is a
Be hit.
hit on the gorilla.
So that's
A hit
On the
Hello,
gorilla.
on the gorilla.
stupid
Hello,
dice.
miss.
Hello.
That's
Ooh, nice.
8 plus 3
Yes.
is 11.
Yeah, 11.
And-
Okay. I mean, it's
Hold on.
11.
And
Yep.
11 and
Go on,
another 2.
another-
Big guns.
13.
3d6. And another 13.
another
Another 13.
24.
Yeah.
Oh, miss.
Is it still alive? Anyway,
Yeah,
now
yeah,
it gets
still
now
alive.
the
Yeah.
right. So now the 2 unarmed strikes.
Oh, hello.
So the first one hitting armor class 23,
Is a hit.
Yeah.
doing 16 points of damage.
Yeah.
Do you need
Okay,
to know the
that's nothing to
types?
sniff about. Hold up 1 second.
See, they were laughing earlier, Lucas. Now they're not
Of
laughing.
course, yeah.
Still alive, but they're
And
not laughing.
the last attack,
Oh.
hitting
Hello,
armor class
miss.
13.
I'm afraid you miss.
Dice.
Not a euphemism. You miss the
No,
monkey.
hold on. And one last
monkey
thing.
round.
It has to make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
That is its best save. But that doesn't mean I'm going to
Of
roll
course.
a high number.
Blue dice of what?
Two dice fail.
Well, the blue dice of we're about to find out. Here we go. It rolls a 7.
Ooh, has it got an 8 plus
DC
8?
15.
Has it got plus 8?
It
Doesn't.
hasn't got plus 8. It
Oh.
fails that save.
It is stunned
It is stunned.
Excellent.
until the end of
Stunning
my
round.
next turn. And finally, I will also move 5,
I'm
10,
just going to make sure it's not immune to
15,
being stunned. Hold up.
I can move to there.
What does stunned mean?
We're about to find out.
Hopefully it doesn't get attacks of opportunity.
A stunned creature is incapacitated, can't move, can't speak, only falteringly. Creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against the creature have an advantage.
Ooh.
And incapacitated, can't take actions or reactions. So it can't do anything until the end of my next round. And
That
That is
Parker,
amazing.
there was a lot of scoffing.
That's very good.
Yeah.
I mean, not from me,
That was
but
not
from
from
the
me.
others.
No, there was from you, Mike.
And,
There was from you.
and
There was-
well,
there
but there
was
won't
actually
be
from
in
you.
the edit.
Yeah,
There won't be
and
any
also,
from me.
what
I'll
was-
just be encouraging.
It was
Yeah.
mainly from
Yeah.
and
Johnny.
whose letter was that about
Yes.
not being monkish?
That was mainly scoffing from Johnny and Dan. I might add. I
It
don't
was
know,
a lot of
scoffing.
scoffing.
I take that back. It was an
I think
outstanding.
you can hit
I
it
was-
now and then move away.
I was
was.
talking
I could
about
probably
it being
kill it.
monkeyed. That's all I
It
was
was
saying.
It's the monkey round.
well.
Monkey say.
I
On
was-
5, it's Uncle
I
Monkey.
was going to meld to stone. I'm not going to do that. I was going to run as fast as my little legs would carry me south
But you're not
away
gonna do
from
that.
this compound. But now
How
I'm
many
gonna
hit points have you got?
bash. I've got 1 hit point left.
You've got 1 hit point.
But
That's a
it
big
doesn't
decision.
get attacks of opportunity, so I'm going to bash it with the axe.
No, you can bash and run.
Come on.
What's that noise?
23,
Oh, that's a hit.
I don't know.
It's
It's a hit. Yeah.
20 points
20
of damage.
20 points of damage.
Come on.
Come on.
Yes.
Next attack, 17.
Is a miss, but attacking at advantage.
Armor. You've got.
Armor,
attacking
arga,
it.
arga.
Oh, no,
yeah,
well,
you,
can I roll the first
advantage,
one?
Listen to
advantage.
Paul. Armor, arga, arga.
Armor. Advantage.
Can I just roll the
Okay,
first
okay,
one in
guy.
case it's a critical
No.
again?
You've rolled the
Is that
second one
trolley?
already. We'll see if the second one hits.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Yes.
does hit. Does hit. How much damage?
Should I roll again? How much am I get a critical? That's all.
No, you've just rolled again.
twice.
I know.
Just literally just rolled twice.
Just trying to go backwards. Okay. 14 points damage.
14 points of damage.
Dead?
Okay. Nope.
Come on.
In fact, if anything, it looks healthier than when you start. No.
Right, now I'm going to run.
You're off, are you?
Yep. See the wizard.
The wonderful wizard of cowardice.
Bye, Buggy.
25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Oh, the map doesn't stretch that far south.
The map doesn't match your cowardice.
Like the Roadrunner.
Oh, God.
I'm moving 70 feet.
How many years?
Yes.
How
That,
many years?
the
In
edge
a
of the map.
southerly direction.
43
the edge of the map. You're
years
absolutely
of
certain you're doing that?
cowardice.
Because the
It
edge of
doesn't-
the map
doesn't
represents
go
the
off into a
cliff
void
face.
or anything, does it?
Spiral off, fall to your death.
43
On
years.
22, it is Sessions.
Right, so he's run away off the map, has he?
I'm off the map.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, I had 1 hit point left.
How far south have you gone?
So
70 feet. No, hang on. Well, I had to go around that rock, so... 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm another 30
Radio
feet
Awards.
south.
Yeah.
30 feet south off the map, so I'm...
Yeah.
It's about 70
Doesn't
feet away
matter.
from the monkey.
Monkey.
so the
In a
gorilla
cloud
is
of
incapacitated until the end of my
Zip
turn.
away.
This is Dan.
So
that's our
Sessions,
Dan.
is there any way that you can stop the Titan from coming round the corner because he's going to come after us?
There's a sentence you don't hear every day.
I don't think he's going to leave the compound, but might do a spell.
I was
You
thinking
did.
more of running away and healing people, but,
Yeah, also.
Kill the monkey.
you know, I'm not particularly good at killing anything.
Or hit it with your coin.
I'll do that, but I mean, it's like a token hit, isn't it?
Yeah, but it can't have that many hit points left.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start with my bonus action and move the coin up to bash it, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, is it advantage?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
advantage. Yeah.
Advantage.
It also fails.
Prejudged, Johnny.
Yeah.
Especially not from hiding behind a rock as
Yeah.
far south as.
I'm class 13, but advantage I get to roll that dice again.
Yeah.
Advantage, you get to roll again.
16.
And it's a 6. Armor class 16 is a miss.
I was right then.
I'm afraid.
Hello.
Yeah, I thought it'd be.
Hello, me.
Right, and then I was thinking I would. Yeah.
Just stop. You would just stop saying anything. You'd never have to make a decision. The whole thing would never happen. We'd just have to be like, well, if Graham literally refuses to say anything.
I was thinking I would.
Have you got any flame strikes or stuff like that?
That's a really excellent tactic. To refuse to say anything else. We just have to stop.
How about if Sessions heals
You
Scaly
can't die.
You can't die.
and
I
then
would-
you can't
Purple
lose.
can do a
Yeah.
wall of force?
Who knows what would have happened if we'd ever finished this?
Okay, I'm going to fly down.
Yeah.
Down to the low level, but hiding around this corner, yeah? The
So you're flying to the south
eastern corner.
western corner
Western corner, yeah.
of the compound.
I'm going to hide
outside the walls.
outside the wall, below the wall level. I'm going to face around
Yes.
the corner, and I'll cast Healing Word on
Scaly.
Scaliotil.
Oh, bless you.
But I'm hiding.
2d8. Well, roll the
points of
dice.
hit points.
Well, the important thing is he's back up. We're only 2 actions away from him having to make that next roll. So
14 hit points.
Thank you so much. 14 hit points.
Better than a poke in the eye with a burnt stick.
A what?
Better than a poke in the eye with a burnt stick.
dirty stick. Yeah, it's a dirty stick.
But
Johnny. So
And then
First
I'm,
monkey.
I'm hiding around the corner here.
yeah. First monkey can't do now, right?
Nah, he incapacitated.
He's
Yeah,
stunned.
stunned.
Second monkey rushes up. Now it can
One
charge.
hits the first monkey.
I'm just thinking about whether or not it moves through its friend and charges Scaly, who's now up.
No, whoa.
There's no
whoa.
action yet.
There's no action.
But these creatures have got a sense about them. Yeah, it knows. It can smell.
Scaly's done
it'll
nothing.
be squeezed through there anyway. It can't charge through a squeeze bit, can it?
It can move through its friends just like
I
you
think
can.
all it can
Yeah.
do, all
That's
it
how
can
the
do
rule
is
works.
it can see. All it can see is Buggy, basically.
Charge after
No.
Buggy.
Yeah, we'll charge off.
Can it see Buggy? Is its eyesight that good? That's what I'm wondering.
No. But if it's only a small figure in the distance,
You might catch a glimpse.
there's a cloud of dust. There's nothing there.
It takes a telescope out of its waistcoat.
It's more about its sense of smell than its eyesight.
But also, it can't.
smell
It can move
the
through,
shit
but can
coming
it
out of
also?
Buggy?
Lucas,
Can
you're
it
going to ask
charge in a
non-
threatened square? That seems a bit weird.
Hey, it was never going to make it, Lucas. It was a bit of fun.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Chill.
Okay, sorry.
Just chill.
Yeah, chill. I'm chill.
It's going to move though. It races out past its mate, out of the compound, and
Jesus.
stands there, beating its chest and looking cross in the gateway. That is as far as it can go in a turn. It can't see Burple. It can only see the prostate. It can only see Scaly's prostate.
Well,
No,
that's
it can see
impressive.
The prostrate form of Scaly. And Parker, and just a speck in the distance, Buggy.
The streak of yellow.
Running as fast as I
Yeah,
can.
there's a
streak of barbarian.
trail of
By the way,
diarrhea
Sessions, can you not
laid
move
out behind him
even further?
like a sick Hansel and Gretel.
Well, I potentially could have, but I stopped there because I wanted to hide around the corner.
Oh, okay.
On 16, it is burpledy, herbledy, hooperdy, hibberdy, hubbledy, hum.
Yes.
Water force
I have
across the
one.
entrance,
How's everybody looking?
Very handsome.
and
Very
then run.
handsome.
I look.
I mean, in terms of
Flashing
well,
in
Terrified.
Yeah,
in terms of hit points, in terms of hit points, I know that Buggy's on 1 hit point, and I know that Scaly's on 14 hit points. But what about the rest of you?
I want 34.
49.
38.
Okay.
So, options. I could try and kill the one that's stunned,
Yep.
but that makes me become visible,
Yep.
and these things move very fast.
Yep.
But possibly not up, so it could potentially fly. That would be an action, so I can't. I could cast regeneration on myself, which is a kind of get out of jail, isn't it? It's kind of, even if I get hit and go down, eventually I'll get back up again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Unless it's 86 points, in which case I'll probably never get back up again. The spell will probably run out before I heal enough hit points. In fact, it would definitely. It's 10 points a minute, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If it does another 86 points.
You
actually,
only get
probably
down
would
to 0.
just. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Or I could cast a haste on myself and run away. Or I could just stay invisible and slope off. How many hit points are you on, Scaly?
14.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my bardic power, my racial power,
Mm-hmm.
and heal Scaly another 14 points.
I wouldn't
using
bother.
Healing hands.
I
Why
wouldn't
not?
bother.
Why not?
Because it's not going to make a difference. When they hit hard. So unless I'm getting like 70 or 80 hit points, it doesn't make any difference. You're just wasting an action.
Can you not do a wall of force around
I'll just jump over it.
the monkey? Because then they won't be able to get out of the compound.
I can do a wall of force around one monkey, not both
No,
monkeys.
but I'm thinking if you do it from the edge of the... So from here,
Just if it's not
with
a
the
dome,
10-foot
they'll just jump
panels
over it
to here,
or go around it.
what, 10 foot?
Yeah.
10 foot. So you can do 20 foot high, 5 10-foot panels.
The thing is, the Titan can still do spells. So
Well,
he could
yeah,
do
we're
that
not
as
going to... But at least he
Firestorm or
won't...
something.
But at least the monkeys won't be charging us when we're running away.
Friend Guy's storyteller, Lucas, they could just jump over the wall.
Yeah.
It's only 15 foot. They just leap. They seem to be completely comfortable with just leaping straight out of a 10-foot deep cage,
Okay, all right, fair enough.
clambering around. It may slow them down a little, but
Not much.
sealing off the gateway is not going to seal them in
Dan, there's no point healing Scaly because you can't give him enough points to make it
to
worth
survive around a monkey. No.
survive around a monkey. So don't worry about that. I think your options are either try to kill damage monkey, and if you do that, fine, that's one less opponent, or run away,
I'm right next to the other monkey though. That's just
or put
not-
yourself in a position where you're not going to be hit, and then run away.
Avoid round a monkey.
Avoid
But you-
whatever
run
you
monkey.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, avoid around a monkey. That's the key.
Yeah.
But how fast do they move? They just move lightning, don't they?
They move quite fast.
Well,
yeah.
they move very quickly, and it looks like they've got some kind of ability that, as long as they end their move with an attack, they can move even further. You're all right from the monkeys because they clearly can't see you,
Yeah.
but you can't attack
Or
Or do any spells either.
or cast a spell. For example, healing Scaly.
No, but healing is a power. That's why I was doing
it's not a spell. You're yeah. Very, very, very clever. Got it.
But don't waste your action.
Very
doing it.
clever.
Don't waste an action.
Well, you think
But
I
then
should just
surely
move
you
it?
want to take the. Yeah.
If you've got an action to spare, heal me. Fine, lovely.
Well, it's either
But don't do it.
it's either move or heal move.
Well, up to you, but
I mean,
what I'm saying is-
presumably heal move if you're invisible.
Yeah, heal
If you
move.
remain invisible, then
Yes, that keeps me. I stay invisible. I can just about get around the corner. Okay, I'll heal myself
Cool.
Yeah.
and head round the corner to the east, hoping that
Yeah.
big guy won't
Round
know
the
that
corner
I'm
of the
there.
compound.
Yeah. So even if the guy comes out, he won't see me because I'm out of sight. There we go. And
Yeah.
I'm healing myself 14 points.
On 14 hit points and on 14, it's scaling.
Well, I have an option here with a spell.
You got an option.
I've got an option with a spell.
Mm-hmm.
That very fine spell,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you do.
banishment. Should I banish the one that's next to me?
What's the save?
It's a charisma 16.
Charisma.
It's a very good-looking monkey.
That's, yeah, it's a good looking monkey.
So you
It's
do
known for how much.
you do
He's got a
banish
strong
things.
personality, you know.
If it but if it succeeds, it goes away and you move. Yeah.
If I win it, if it fails the saves, it goes away, and then I can move.
If I win it,
If I win it,
And then you move.
if I
yeah?
win it,
yeah.
And then the other one charges you.
yeah.
Well,
If you
If I
withdraw, you still only get the same distance away, don't you?
I have. The alternative is I have the mobile feat, so I need to do a melee attack, and then I can move without an attack of opportunity.
Why don't you move up to the wounded ape monkey? Bash
No,
at them
because
and
you
then-
only get the mobile feat against the creature you attack.
Yeah, but I think the thing is to think about how far from it you get.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't matter what you do because you can't move far enough away from the one that's going to.
Well, he can.
The second one is still stunned. How long is it stunned for?
Till the end of Parker's
So
round.
till the end of my
Parker's
round.
turn, which is in. We're on 14 now. Then it is Krathanos.
Yeah.
And then
I
it's me.
cannot emphasise that
Yeah, he could do some nasty
enough.
spells.
And then it is Parker. And at the end of Parker's turn,
strike.
unless he restuns something, you have 2 monkeys.
You could potentially kill one monkey, and then hope that Parker can stun the other monkey.
And we're saying other spells aren't working, so Dimension Door is not working.
So far. Or you could just surrender, I think.
I could haste.
I would run.
You could haste,
Run.
I can haste.
but what would that get you?
Well, it gets you another dash action and some additional movement. Does it give you
Yeah, but it's
additional
still not far enough,
empirical
is it?
movement?
The things move really fast.
They do move very fast.
Yeah, but-
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I can't steer you on that.
I've got a 40-foot speed, so it'll give me an extra 40 foot.
Yeah.
It may give you 80 foot.
I suppose it avoids the attack of opportunity. You
Yes,
No,
that's what
you
I'm saying. Yeah.
you can't take the disengage because you're using your action to cast haste. You could play dead.
Yeah, I'm presuming you haven't moved yet.
I haven't done anything yet.
You're lying prostrate, motionless.
You could just beat me into a pulp if I just try and play dead.
Just picks you up by the ankles. It's just like smack.
Mike, can I desert trolley? Mike, can I desert trolley? He hasn't gone yet.
Go on.
It depends what it
It's
is.
a bonus action.
I'll allow it.
Okay, Bardic Inspiration on Scaly, which gives him a D10 for 10 minutes. That can be
Is
added
that-
to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Yeah. Do you have to say something, shout something, sing something?
Yeah.
Okay. The monkey standing over Scaly. Its head whips round at the sound.
Well, I do it while moving. So I do it from sort of.
Oh, you did it earlier.
Next, I did it next.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Parker.
no. If we
did.
roll the dessert trolley back across the restaurant, yeah, before they set fire to the grapes, you say,
appetizer.
yeah, I
Charlie,
understand.
Cheese selection.
The dessert
Silly
trolley's
me,
just come out.
silly me, Dan. Just nitpicking, obviously.
It's just rolling past Parker
Yes.
at the time. and
Those
it looks like
those
it's Parker
swing
that
doors
says
with the
that move
circular
over.
windows are just open. Yeah, yeah. Ducks. No.
Okay.
I think
I won't do that then.
I think with the dessert trolley, it has
I
to
won't
be
do that.
there. It
Yeah,
can't be.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Do you?
my best option.
Do you though, Paul?
Yeah, I
See,
know.
Paul.
You see, Paul.
You know, Paul.
I can either play dead or I can do banishment on the one that's nearly dead.
Can you do banishment on the one that's not nearly dead?
Yeah, sorry, banishment on the one that's not nearly dead. So if I do banishment on him and it succeeds, I can then move while the other one's still stupefied by Lucas's thing.
It's a bit of a gamble. What if it saves against banishment? What's the saving
Gamble.
throw?
Well, I'm fucked anyway. I'm just fucked anyway.
You're gonna gamble. You're gonna gamble.
Unless you play dead. Because it
Unless
might
play
even-
dead. Or unless
Careful,
I
Tony.
do a
Playing
melee
dead's
attack
not
on it.
gonna work.
Doesn't matter whether I win or lose, and then move. Because it can't get an attack of opportunity of me.
Yeah.
These rounds are stretching out into eternity. Come on.
Well, you know we're
not
in
even
trouble
sure.
when our rounds
In
stretch out.
your
to
turn,
infinity.
or actually still in Purple's turn. Yeah, I know you're in trouble. I know you're in
Just-
trouble.
I'm just
It's
just
fine.
recording
I mean, you're
the
in-
lengths
yeah.
of these rounds.
Oh,
like,
okay.
you know,
Trouble.
noting down the times here. Yeah.
Melee attack on the one in front of me, and I'm going to move.
Melee
Really?
attack on the one. I don't do that. You're not
Why?
gonna kill it. The one in
Yeah,
front.
but it's just
Oh,
purely
'cause
so
you
I don't
get your
get an attack.
mobility. Yeah.
I get my mobility.
Never know, might do a
Okay.
critical hit.
You can barely string a sentence together.
Who knows?
You said so much
Banishment.
Baileys over Christmas.
Yeah. No, before Christmas, it's still Monday the 4th of December.
It's always before Christmas. It's just before next Christmas. Right.
It
Let's
was
do
the
this.
night before Christmas.
Yeah.
Ah, for God's sake. Right, let's do this. Blink. Armor class 20
Is a hit.
with the Mistmarsh Chopper doing 10
Yep.
points slashing damage.
Okay. Well, this thing has been wounded.
Yeah. Oh, and 5
Not-
points radiant
not very
damage
much.
as well.
You stood up first, obviously, right?
Yes.
Your mini just sort of leapt off. I'm not quite sure
Yes.
how. It tried to hide under a tree and then
Yes.
it's shot back. Okay, you stood up. Our convention is that takes up 3 squares of movement. So you use 3 squares of movement
20, 25,
to stand up. You've hit it for whatever that damage was. And now it is the rest of your turn.
Yeah, so I get it there, which is 15 foot shorter than I wanted to get.
Yeah, so halfway, sort of heading towards the tree you were going to hide behind.
Into the tree that was going to
Not quite
but
making it.
Not quite
critically, not
quite making-
actually making it to the tree at all.
Yes.
A tree in
I
the
should have done the
southeast
banishment.
corner.
Oh, we're still even in trying to run away. We're going to get
Out of the
seriously.
reach.
Actually managed to not run away after
Yes.
all of that.
Hey, I hit
Extraordinary.
it.
No, I'm not here to judge.
Yes, you.
But you do so often.
You're done, Scaly, you're done, you're sure? On 6, it's
Yeah.
Krathanos. Krathanos has got a decision to make. But do you know what? I feel like taking a week to take that
Here we
decision.
go again.
Because I've got options, and frankly, I think it's probably a good idea if you think a little bit.
And in a week's
About what
time,
you're doing.
it will be 2 weeks till
Well,
Christmas.
I'd like you to take a week to think about what you've done.
Yes, exactly. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Disappointed.
Find out quite how disappointed and to what extent me getting a week on land for Thanos' round makes a difference when we pick things up next
Oh no!
week.
Brilliant.
But next week better be the last of this because I'm bored of Krathanos and his giant.
You're not the only
I
one.
don't think it is, Mike.
I think we're gonna try and run away, and then we're gonna try and come back eventually.
Thing is, these things they're closing in. Did it not occur to you that they're just waiting for you to be incredibly weak before they sweep in? And
Yeah.
anyway,
Well,
right,
of course,
next
but
time.
I mean,
next time.
what else were you speaking?
Yeah. So we're now
You've
going
given
to
a lot
run
of choice.
away, and so let them be incredibly weakened by
Did
Krathanos.
the DM give you somewhere to
Yeah.
run? He did. Anyway.
Did he? Oh yes.
The Billowing Hilltop podcast is a Billowing Hilltop production. Dungeons & Dragons is a trademark of Wizards of the Coast. The Library of Last Resort and Age of Worms are copyright Paizo. The Library of Last Resort was written by Nicholas Logue. Music is from Kevin MacLeod and Incompetech.com and is used with thanks under the Creative Commons license. Additional music and sound effects come from the wonderful Sirenscape. All other original material is copyright Billowing Hilltop. Role-playing games are all about getting people together, and we use Roll20 as our tabletop, the perfect place to host your game, and Discord to host our chat. Thanks for listening!